Have you ever felt like an invisible shadow is clinging to you, draining your energy day by day, hour by hour, yet you can't quite name it? One morning you look in the mirror, your eyes sunken, and ask yourself, who have I become? Why do I feel so lost in my own life? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. And this is not a coincidence. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a dark secret, one that only super empaths, those with an almost supernatural level of emotional sensitivity and deep empathy, can truly recognize about narcissists, the master manipulators who walk among us. This is not some far-fetched tale or a Hollywood movie script. This is real. It is happening in your life right now. And if you don't grasp what's going on, you might lose yourself forever. Imagine this. Someone steps into your world. So charming they make your heart race, so sweet you believe they are your destiny, but slowly, like a spider weaving its web, they entangle you in doubt, pain, and dependency. They don't just want your attention, they want your soul. That is the terrifying power of a narcissist, and that is why you need to stay with me on this journey. We will uncover every dark corner, how they hunt, how they break you, and most importantly, how you can rise again and reclaim everything they tried to take from you. Brace yourself, this is a psychological battle, but I promise by the time we're done, you'll walk away with a strength you never knew you had. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss a single secret we're about to uncover together. Before we dive into a real-life story, take a second and think, what makes a narcissist so dangerous? It's not because they're smarter than you. It's not because they're stronger. It's because they know how to turn the most beautiful parts of you, your kindness, your trust, your ability to love, into weapons against you. And super empaths, with their open hearts and razor-sharp intuition, are often the first ones in a narcissist's crosshairs. This isn't just theory. This is happening every single day in relationships that seem normal, in conversations you don't even realize are being manipulated. I'm about to take you inside a true story, one that will send chills down your spine, but also spark a light of hope. Get ready to meet Sarah, someone just like you and me, someone who stared into the darkness of a narcissist and fought to reclaim her own light. Sarah Campbell, a 28-year-old woman living in the suburbs of Chicago. Sarah was the kind of person you called when you needed a shoulder to cry on. She listened, she felt, and she always put others before herself. One time, Sarah's best friend had her heart broken, and even though she was drowning in work deadlines, she still drove 2 hours in the middle of the night to comfort her. That was Sarah, a super empath, someone with a level of deep empathy so profound that it was almost like she could read people's souls. But that very gift made her the perfect target. Then Jake appeared. Jake Parker, 32 years old, an advertising executive with a smile that could melt ice and a confidence that made everyone in the room turn their heads. The first time he met Sarah at a coffee shop, he walked up to her and said, "I've never met anyone with eyes that speak like yours." Just one sentence, and Sarah fell into the trap of love. Jake was a narcissist, a man who lived to be admired, who manipulated others without a shred of guilt, and he saw Sarah as a precious gem, someone who would give him the unconditional attention he desperately craved. At first, everything felt like a fairy tale. Jake texted Sarah every morning, sent flowers to her office, and told heartbreaking childhood stories that made her feel like she was the only one who truly understood him. But then, just a few months later, the perfect picture began to crack. One evening, after a long and exhausting day at work, Sarah cancelled their date. Jake's response was cold and cutting. "If you don't want to be with me, then just disappear." Sarah apologized, even though she had done nothing wrong. That was the first sign, but she didn't realize it yet. Super empaths like Sarah have a unique ability. They can feel other people's emotions, even the ones that are hidden. But that is also their greatest weakness, because narcissists like Jake know exactly how to exploit it. They don't just want you, they want to control you. They want to turn you into a part of the twisted world they create. Have you ever met a Jake in your life? Someone who made you feel both love and fear, both happiness and unease? If so, listen carefully, because this story is about to get much, much darker. This is a shocking truth that narcissists always try to hide. They don't love you as a person with your own emotions and values. Instead, they love the reflection of themselves they see in you. You are like a mirror that reinforces their illusion, a perfect, admirable version of themselves. They don't care about who you truly are. They only see you as a tool to feed their inflated ego, and when you stop providing admiration or start challenging them, they quickly lose interest and may even manipulate you to regain control. For Jake, Sarah wasn't a woman he wanted to build a future with. She was a living mirror, reflecting the greatness he imagined about himself. And when that mirror started to fade, when Sarah no longer met his every need, Jake's true nature was revealed. Let's go back to a key moment in Sarah's story. One evening, Jake invited her to a company party. Sarah wore her best dress, hoping to make him proud. But as she stepped inside, Jake pulled her aside and whispered, "Who do you think you are wearing that? Don't embarrass me." In front of everyone, he laughed and said, "Sarah always tries too hard, doesn't she?" The crowd laughed along, but Sarah felt like a dagger had pierced her. She went home that night, crying herself to exhaustion, wondering what she had done wrong. But in that pain, Sarah realized something that only a super empath can sense. Jake didn't just want to put her down. He needed her to feel small so that he could feel big. That is the narcissist's dark secret. They thrive on your insecurity. They feed off your self-doubt to fuel their diseased ego. And they do it with a calculated plan. Look at how Jake operates. In the beginning, he used love bombing, showering Sarah with attention, gifts, and promises. "You're everything to me," he said, and Sarah believed she had found true love. But once she became addicted to his affection, Jake switched to gaslighting. One time, Sarah questioned a strange text from another woman on his phone. Jake snapped, "Are you paranoid? I've never done anything wrong. You're making this up." Sarah started doubting herself, wondering if she really was crazy like he said. Super empaths have an incredibly sharp intuition. They don't just listen to words, they feel the energy behind them. They can sense the disconnect between actions and words, seeing through sweet talk that lacks sincerity. Beneath the mask of love, they can feel the coldness, the calculation, and the hidden motives that others might overlook. This isn't just ordinary sensitivity. It's an advanced sense that allows them to detect deception, even when it's carefully concealed. Sarah started realizing that every time Jake apologized, it wasn't genuine remorse. It was a tactic to pull her deeper into his trap, but just realizing this wasn't enough. Narcissists don't stop. They push you into a cycle of dependence, where you feel like you can't live without them, even as they're destroying you. Ask yourself, has anyone ever made you doubt yourself? Someone you love, yet who always leaves you feeling like you're not good enough? If so, you're dealing with a narcissist, and now is the time to understand how they operate so you can protect yourself. So what did Sarah ultimately do? She didn't just leave Jake. She rebuilt herself from the ashes he left behind. But that journey was a real battle, both mentally and emotionally. When Sarah told Jake she wanted to end things, he scoffed. "You think you can survive without me? You're nothing." And he didn't stop there. Jake spread rumors that Sarah was crazy and jealous, even calling her friends to warn them about her. But Sarah made a decision. She would not let him define her for another second. Escaping a narcissist isn't just a flip of a switch. It's a process that requires courage, patience, and a solid plan. Step 1. Recognizing the narcissist. The first step in dealing with a narcissist is to identify them. This means paying close attention to their behavior rather than just listening to their words. Do they constantly blame you for everything, even when it's clearly not your fault? Do they make you feel guilty for things beyond your control, like their emotions or actions? A major red flag is when they repeatedly manipulate your feelings, making you doubt yourself and feel guilty, even when you've done nothing wrong. For Sarah, every argument ended with her apologizing, even when Jake was the one in the wrong. If you find yourself stuck in that cycle, You're dealing with a narcissist. Step 2, cut them off completely. No contact, no compromise, no looking back. Once you recognize a narcissist, the most crucial step is to remove them from your life decisively. No texting, no answering calls, no checking their social media. Any interaction can become an opportunity for them to manipulate you and pull you back into their toxic cycle. They might try to guilt trip you, beg, or even threaten you. But don't waver. Cutting ties is about protecting your peace, and that peace is worth more than any empty promises they throw your way. Sarah blocked Jake's number, erased him from all social media, and moved out of their shared apartment. Jake kept calling, sending texts that ranged from sweet to threatening, and "sorry, you're everything to me" would quickly turn into "you'll regret this." But Sarah didn't budge. She knew it was just another tactic to lure her back in. Step 3, and the hardest part, healing. Escaping a narcissist isn't just about physically leaving, it's about mentally and emotionally recovering. This means facing the wounds they inflicted, understanding how they manipulated you, and most importantly, reclaiming your self-worth. Take time to focus on your mental well-being, rebuild your confidence, and surround yourself with healthy relationships. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but it's the journey that will set you truly free. Sarah started journaling, writing down every emotion, pain, anger, and even moments of hope. She sought therapy where she learned that she wasn't weak for loving Jake, she was strong for surviving him. She reconnected with real friends, the ones who reminded her that she was once a vibrant, lively Sarah before Jake tried to break her. Day by day, she rebuilt the self-esteem he had tried so hard to destroy. Now, imagine this feeling, waking up each morning with no fear, no self-doubt, only freedom and inner strength. The super empath in you is not just a victim, you are a warrior. But to get there, you need to take action. It took Sarah 6 months to find herself again, and she told me, if I hadn't left, I would have forever been his shadow. You don't have to wait another minute. Your journey begins the moment you decide to put yourself first. Imagine if Sarah hadn't left. She could have lost everything. Her friends would have drifted away, believing Jake's lies. Her career would have crumbled because she couldn't focus anymore. She was once a promising designer, but Jake always said, "Don't dream too big, you're not good enough." She might have given up on her dream of opening her own studio just to please him. And worst of all, she could have lost herself, becoming nothing more than an empty shell, existing only to serve Jake's ego. I once heard another story about a woman named Lisa. Lisa stayed with a narcissist for 10 years. He convinced her to quit her management job to take care of him. Over time, she lost everything, her friends, her hobbies, even her will to live. When she finally left, she said, "I don't even know who I am anymore. I gave him everything and it was never enough." That is the cost of inaction. You don't just lose time, you lose yourself. Time doesn't wait, and every day you remain trapped in a relationship with a narcissist, they sink deeper into your mind. They plant seeds of doubt, making you believe you're not good enough, not strong enough, and that you can't survive without them. But the truth is the complete opposite. They are the ones who need you. They feed off your energy, your attention, your reactions. It's what keeps their inflated ego alive. When you walk away, when you refuse to give them that supply, they begin to unravel, collapsing into their own emptiness. Think about this. If Sarah hadn't left, she would have forever been Jake's puppet. If Lisa hadn't stood up, she never would have found her light again. But your story doesn't have to end in suffering. You were not born to be a victim. Super empaths don't just survive abuse, they rise from it stronger than ever. They don't let the past define them, they wear their scars as reminders of their inner strength. The pain a narcissist inflicted on you is not the end of your story. It's the foundation for your comeback, your growth, and your rediscovery of who you truly are. That power is already inside you, but you have to choose it. No one can move forward for you. No one can heal for you. Take back control of your life. Don't let a narcissist decide your fate or write the ending to your story. You hold the pen. You can rewrite everything. And right now, this is the moment to turn the page, to step into a new chapter where you are the main character, the leader, the free soul, no longer a puppet in anyone's hands. Start today, because you deserve a life that is truly yours. The dark secret of the narcissist has been exposed. They are not strong. They are merely master pretenders, surviving off the light of others. When you turn off the spotlight, they have nothing. You, with the power of a super empath, can defeat them by choosing yourself, choosing truth, choosing freedom, choosing the life you deserve. This is not just a story. This is a call to action for you to stand up, starting today. If this journey resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I want to hear your story. Have you ever faced a narcissist? Have you escaped? Or are you still searching for the way out? Leave a comment, because I read every single one. Thank you for staying with me until this very moment. You are not alone. You never were. Step into the light. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. This is your time to take back your life. And I know you can do it. I'll see you in the next video, where we continue to uncover the true power within you. But before we wrap up, I want to invite you to something special. You don't have to face narcissists alone. Join our community, where people just like you are learning how to stand strong, reclaim their power, and live authentically. In the video description below, you'll find a link to sign up. Don't just watch and walk away. Become part of this movement. You deserve it.